It's stories like these that just make me extremely happy to exist and make existence worthwhile despite all of the bad stuff. Hey there, awesome army! How are you guys doing on this lovely Friday? It is a lovely Friday. I have been excessively busy, which is why I haven't talked to you, but let's talk right now. I saw a news story this morning on the interwebs that entertained me vastly, because I get entertained by things like this. There's a group of people known as the Melungeons who live on the Tennessee-Virginia border, way down in the heart of Dixie, as they say. Now, these people have a darker skin complexion than most other people in this area, and their genetic background has been a little shaky. They aren't really sure where they come from, but over the years they've claimed to be things like Portuguese, Gypsies, and even Native Americans, which would explain their darker complexion, but they never really knew for a fact where they came from. But today, new DNA research has come out that shows that these people are not Portuguese, they are not Gypsies, they are not Native Americans, no, they are in fact black. Other than figuring out where they actually are, you know, from and genetically and what their past is like, this isn't really that big of a deal in my mind. However, this is a big deal for some of the Melungeons because this is an area of the country that isn't really too kind to the African-American population historically. And a lot of these people are really upset knowing that they are in fact black. Which to me is like one of those things that's just excessively funny. Like, in my mind, it's like one of those politicians who, you know, hates on gay people only to come out as gay months later. Except that this politician never knew that they were gay until one day they were like, oh my god, what? I'm one of these people who I hate? Leading to just excessively funny circumstances. You know, I just imagine, you know, them finding out in situations like this. Hey Cletus, did you read the paper this morning? No, I didn't. I was going to, but instead I went to the fridge and cracked open a beer. Well, turns out the newspaper's trying to tell us that we're black folk. Black folk? Now that can't be right, because we're 100% homegrown Americans. That's what I said, but they said they got scientific research that proves it. Scientific? Now that's absurd. That doesn't make no sense. See, that's what I said too. I said that's scientific. That don't make no sense. Well, you know what I think? I think that it's just the government, which is run by the homosexuals, trying to throw us off our game. I was gonna say the same thing. It's the darn homosexuals. That's how I imagine the conversation went. You know, I mean, no disrespect to those people who live in that region, but to anyone who's offended by the idea of being black, that's how I picture you. You're a caricature of a human being because you're not a real person. Because a real person wouldn't be upset to find out that they are an ethnicity, you know, other than white. Yeah, because that's just absurd. But this is an argument that if you are a person who, you know, is of the racist persuasion, I'm not really gonna change your opinion. And why would you be on the internet? Because you're not smart enough to figure that out. Whoa! Sorry, getting a little zingy here today. Getting a little zingy, but you know, that's just this is a story that's just so entertaining to me. Finding out that you're a part of the group that you hate is just such a funny concept to me. I just love to see the humor in things like these. Because this is a situation that's far from humorous for these people, because I imagine it's like a huge identity crisis. Because obviously, you know, things like racism are very culturally bound ideas, and when your culture, you find out that you're part of the culture that you're supposed to hate, it's gotta be a confusing situation, I imagine. But these people are having the opposite reaction. If I found out I was black, I would be really excited. I'd be like, oh my god, awesome. Not to say that my ethnicity is boring, because my ethnicity is kind of boring. I mean, not to say that Europe is boring, but, you know, I'm pretty much I'm a Euro mutt, as they call it. Pretty much every brand of white you can be, you know. I'm both, you know, like Wonder Bread, you know, that blue ribbon stuff, you know. I mean, I think, you know, that's really what I am. I'm just a conglomeration of all those brands of white bread into one human being, because that metaphor, it doesn't make sense. But if I were to find out that, you know, my super bread, that I'm gonna call it, you know, had a little bit of pumpernickel in there, I'd be like, awesome, you know, that's exciting. That'd be cool. That's pretty awesome. But, you know, that weird analogy that I just made relating race to bread, I think I'm about done here. As always, make sure you guys go down to my pants area, check out my Facebook and Twitter for some updiddly updates. And as always, I'm Connor Manning, and you've just become a little more awesome. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Probably one of the most absurd things I've ever filmed was that conversation between myself just then. You're welcome. You just got to watch me embarrass myself in a way that I probably haven't embarrassed myself in a while. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go. Yeah.